Welcome to the future.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monchay. This morning, I'll be given the task to report to you about the theory of behavior perspective. So, we research about this theory. So, yung lumabas na author or the proponent of this theory is si John B. Watson. And the core principle is that the way we behave and learn can be explained through our interaction with environment. Always respond to stimuli which will occur naturally or because of a learned response. So, sabotable naman, di ba, that if we behave and listen carefully sa nagtuturo, mas marami tayong matutunan so that we can gain more knowledge. So, for me, as a student, mas mabuting kung mayroong magtuturo sa atin, so, mas mabuting makinig or mag-behave tayo para mas maiintindihan natin yung mga sinasabi or mas maiintindihan natin yung mga lesson na sinasabi sa atin.
My name is Christian Kate Mingaw at ito po ang aking report, Behavioral Perspective, Application in the Classroom. It is a measure that target behavior by designing an observation system. Ito ay sinusukat ang target sa pag-uugali sa pamamagitan ng pagdidisenyo ng isang sistema and manipulates and controls the frequency of current and future behaviors by using motivating operations, antecedents, stimuli, and consequences in the behavior principle to shape the desired behavior. Ito ay pagmamasid at paninipulahin at kinokontrol ang kasulukuyan at hinaharap ng mga pag-uugali sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng mga motivating operations, antecedent, stimuli, at mga kahinatuan ng prinsipyo ng pag-uugali upang baguhin ang nais na pag-uugali. Application in teacher learning. Application for teaching behavior methods also typically rely heavily on the use of positive reinforcement such as verbal praise, good grades, and prizes behaviors. Degree of learning using method that measure observable behavior such as exam performance. So, ang implikasyon daw ay isang sa pagtuturo ng mga pamaraan ng behaviorists ay kadalasang umasa din ng gusto sa paggamit ng mga positibong pampalakas tulad ng pupurihin sa salita, magagandang marka, at mga premyo. Tinatasan ng mga behaviorists ang antas ng pagtutuo gamit ang mga nakikitang gawa ng pagganap sa pagsusulat. At yun lang po, maraming salamat.
A pleasant morning, everyone. I am Teacher Ellen Lisukayri po, and talking about the language acquisition according to Chomsky's language theory. Acquisitions acquires the human brain structures is naturally or natural allow for the capacity of the students learning to learn and use their natural language. Talking about Chomsky is a linguist or a linguistic. Linguistic is a study of language, and Chomsky is a philosopher, cognitive scientist, historical writer, social critic, and political activist from the United States. The study of Chomsky that through language there is no doubt that we acquire our native language, which is our rear in the home, or to learn ideas, and some children has their abilities to initiate their perspective and discover instead of reconstruct someone's idea. And people can naturally recognize correct and incorrect grammar and seem to have a natural their own understanding or natural ideas to construct when it comes to language.
Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Teacher Jenalyn Emia. For today's discussion, I am going to share with you about the language acquisition application in the classroom. Researchers define language acquisition into two categories: first language acquisition and second language acquisition. First language acquisition is the universal process regardless of home language. Babies listen to the sounds around them, begin to imitate them, and eventually start producing words. second language acquisition assumes knowledge in a first language and encompasses the process an individual goes through as he or she learns the elements of a new language, such as vocabulary, phonological components, grammatical structures, and writing systems. As a future educators, I will give my students a learning tools that they will always be able to use to learn a language. A learner-centered classroom is an environment that creates and fosters independent students who are aware of their language, process, and who, through this awareness, are able to take control of their learning. I will speak slowly and use shorter words, but use correct English phrasing. Use repetition, use nonverbals, gestures, visuals, drawings, pointing, and models to teach meaning of a new vocabulary. Plan and create experience that helps students notice features of languages. Implication in teaching, learning, acquisition. Application should begin with what you discovered in your study, which differs from what previous studies found, and then you can discuss the implications of your findings. Language development lays the foundation for the reading and writing skills in children as they enter and progress through school. Language is needed for all aspects of their education in the classroom as they connect with peers and teachers.
This theory is interactionist perspective. The proponent of this theory is Albert Bandura, and the core principle is observation, imitation, and modeling refers to the children's pillars between their own understanding. And when we talk about observation, this is the action or process of observing something or someone carefully to gain information. And when we talk about imitation naman, imitation is the action of using someone or something as a model. And the last one, the modeling. The modeling is a method called modeling or observational learning children can learn.
Good day, sir. I'm Angelito Rico from BA 2A. And on my part, I'm going to discuss about the interactionist perspective in the classroom. So the interactionist perspective in the classroom is an approach to education that emphasizes the importance of social interaction in the learning process. It recognizes that students learn best when they are actively engaged in meaningful interaction with their peers and teachers. Another way the interactionist perspective can be applied in the classroom is through the use of classroom discussions and debates. By encouraging facilitating discussions on various topics, teachers can create an environment where students can exchange ideas and perspectives. One key benefits interactionist perspective in the classroom is that it allows students to construct their own knowledge through active engagement and collaboration. And that's all, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jason L. Puras. Our implication in teaching interactionist perspective theory by Albert Bandura is that through observation, imitation, and modeling, the children imitate the words and language patterns through interactions with other kids and adults. Serving the function of communication, it emphasizes how crucial the setting and culture are for learning a language.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmates. My name is Joanna Emia. I am reporting simulation and accommodation. Proponent, Jill Yanggit. Core principle, process of exchanging information or idea, exists idea or process once you adapt an environment. You learn a lot of things when you adapt the environment.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Angela A. Gunato. At our application in the classroom, the child is easy to understand the way you deliver it and explain it clearly, the way using techniques of giving examples that related about the topics. Topics like assimilations of knowledge occurs when a learner encounters a new idea and must fit that idea into what they already know. For example, child encounter a horse. They might assimilate this information and immediately call the animal dog. And also, our implication in teaching learning. Learning must make sense to the learner. Purpose must be kept in sharp focus. Objective must be clear to the learner and teacher.
My name is Fiame Encanyesa and I'm one of the reporters, and one of the theories that we choose is critical period hypothesis, proponent by Wilder Pinfield, which means his principles is the brain of a learner will become mature when they are exposed to the environment, and as their age grow, their learnings become wider.
Critical period hypothesis. Application in the classroom. The application in the classroom of critical period hypothesis is with the child easy to understand when the teacher discussing the given topic, and because of their experiences so that become mature, they can adapt their knowledge and skills in the classroom. The applications there is because of the childhood experiences of the child and being exposed to environment, they became mature. Through the discussion of the teachers, it helps them to easy to develop, and especially in their second language, it is because of their being maturity. Application in teaching learning. The implications of the critical period hypothesis is that language learning can only occur during the first few years of the child's life. Through the childhood experiences and being exposed to the environment, they became mature. Because in that few years, their brain is more adaptable and can adapt flexibly in any environment where they belong. And maybe their parents teach and provide their early life experiences for their skills and other aspects of life to develop through the emotions, speech, and language.